A moment of silence was observed in 21 nations around the world to remember those who fought and died during the Korean War on this Wednesday. And at the center of this memorial was a commemorative ceremony in Korea's southern port city of Busan. Arirang News Connie Kim joins us from the UN cemetery there. Connie.
Well, Kanyang, at 11 a.m. local time, 21 UN member nations observed a minute of silence to honor the brave soldiers who lay in the UN Memorial Cemetery in Busan. Now, this year's event was more significant as the South Korean government held for the first time a burial ceremony for a British Korean War veteran who hoped to be laid to rest alongside his compatriots at the UN cemetery. 14 years ago, British Korean War veteran Robert McCotter passed away, and it wasn't until this moment that his last wish was fulfilled to be buried with his fellow soldiers in the soil he fought for. McCotter spent 2 years fighting in the Korean War and always wished to revisit South Korea while he was still alive. Unfortunately, due to ill health, that didn't happen. Even following his death, it has taken some time for him to return. War veterans who died after the end of the Korean War were not permitted to be buried at the UN Memorial Cemetery, but the policy changed this year, allowing McCotter to be buried here.
It's been a long time in coming to get to this situation, and I never thought it would happen. And I can't thank the people who have made it possible enough for the help and the way and the respect in which the people of South Korea.
For other Korean War veterans from UN member nations, the burial ceremony was an opportunity to see a fellow soldier laid to rest. This is where 2,300 soldiers from 11 UN member nations now lie at rest in peace.
It gives you a feeling, it gives you a closure. You know that they are put to rest and they have gone to our Savior up in heaven.
November 11th is a day World War I ended and serves as a special day, Remembrance Day and Veterans Day for nations around the world, as well as here in the port city of Busan. Some 90 Korean War veterans from UN member nations were invited for the Turn Toward Busan ceremony. At 11 a.m. local time, locals and representatives from 21 UN member nations, including the US, Canada, and Australia, held a minute's silence honoring those soldiers who fell during the conflict. Gratitude and respect were expressed by the Korean War veterans, citizens, and civic groups as they undertook a 3.3-kilometer parade through the port city to remember their efforts and sacrifice in protecting the country. It was the first time for Korean War veterans from the UN member nations to participate in the Turn Toward Busan ceremony since it began in 2007. Now, it was a Canadian Korean War veteran who suggested the idea of countries simultaneously paying tribute to the soldiers who lay in the world's only UN Memorial Cemetery. Now, the Minister of Patriots and Veterans Affairs started celebrating November 11th 7 years ago and aims to bring in more remains of the Korean War fallen to commemorate their sacrifices. Reporting live from the UN Memorial Cemetery in Busan, this has been Connie Kim.